CalEPA building is a great role model for the community.
Sacramento's Joe Cerna Jr. building, otherwise known as CalEPA headquarters, is a hive and haven to a rolling horde of bicyclists. There can be as many as 350 cyclists rolling in here on a given day, and they arrive at one of the most bicycle-friendly buildings in California.
A lot of the management here is very supportive.
We don't own a car, and it helps working in this building.
I had no idea that this program existed, but it is a great program and it definitely keeps me here.
Long ramps lead to hands-free doors and almost immediately into an inner sanctum filled with virtually every kind of human-powered two-wheel transport imaginable.
The bike users that we have here in the building, whether they park downstairs in the bike room or whether they take their bikes up to their workstations, are really a great group of people because they really are very self-policing.
All this rubber and grease, but the guy responsible for building maintenance says really, no big deal.
Here, that kind of stuff, they really take care of themselves. They're also very good with policing, removing the stuff that doesn't need to be in the room. So what it really allows our management folks to do, our management company, is to really just kind of focus on once a year cleaning.
In addition to that pedal-packed bike room, there's other storage. Bike racks, of course, and bike lockers. But it's not just about the hardware. Ron and Aletha Venko both work at the CalEPA building, and the accommodations allow them to set their own pace.
So I leave a little earlier, and it's about a 1.5 mile commute, right? 1.5 miles? Yeah, about 1.5 miles, and I take sort of a detour, longer route because it's a lot prettier and there's more trees and a little less cars too.
My commute, I leave a little later, so when I first get to work, I actually take my bike all the way up the elevators and bring it into my cube, and then on my first break I take it back down the elevators and take it to my bike locker.
Not all bikes belong to riders who simply commute. Some of these folks are headed for hardcore.
I've been biking with this group for 3 to 4 years and just been watching everyone grow, get faster and faster, moved all from steel frame bikes to carbon, and we're all, a number of us are in the Air Resources Board, and there are over a dozen very competitive cyclists there. They're in actually a category that we can't even hit, and a number of those guys are Category 2 racers, and they're animals. So we do our best to try to strengthen ourselves and then go riding with them, but usually we're all left in the dust by the end of the day.
Having what they did in the CalEPA building was probably not too difficult for them to do at the outset. It was involving a little bit of advanced planning, but it wasn't like bringing in something that's so foreign and so expensive or so difficult. We were talking about having space to park bicycles. We're talking about having space for people to change their clothes, store their clothes on site, things like that. It's not unusual for that kind of thing to happen in any kind of a building. And if your building is a new one, you can plan for that in advance and it works out pretty easily.
Sacramento's new City Hall sits right across the street from the CalEPA building and incorporates all those bike-friendly amenities as well. CalEPA Secretary Matt Rodriguez sees a much bigger picture.
There are individuals that you wouldn't think, they're unlikely to be biking at all, and I've seen them on occasion bike, and it's actually pretty amazing what the buildings encourage them to do, and the bike culture here has encouraged them to do. it just makes it seem more accessible, and it makes it seem like it could be a reality for them.